The EPA has new rules that are redefining what are considered to be the waters of the United States, but not everybody is on board with what the EPA is doing. WNCT's Ariana Kraft shares what North Carolina and other states are doing about it.
North Carolina's Department of Environmental Quality is joining a multi-state lawsuit opposing the EPA's final rule defining waters of the United States.
Everybody is affected by this. Everybody needs clean water.
The EPA's new rules are set to take effect in June. The rules redefine what is considered a waterway or wetland, affecting what can be protected.
If the wetland is not considered protected, then those wetlands can be filled and industrial discharge can be put into waterways without any type of permits. So it just means more pollutants entering our waterways. It means more wetlands being filled.
EPA officials believe the rollbacks will help farmers and builders.
Our new rule significantly curtails the all too familiar practice of having to hire teams of attorneys to tell people how to use their own land.
But states involved in the lawsuit see it differently.
This was the Attorney General and the Department of Environmental Quality standing up and saying that they won't allow protections to be stripped away from water and wetlands in North Carolina.
Sound Rivers wants people to contact state leaders.
We've encouraged our members and our supporters to call or write letters or emails to the Attorney General's office and the Department of Environmental Quality's office, just so they know that there is public support behind them.
North Carolina's Department of Environmental Quality and Attorney General are pushing for a science-based approach to define waters of the United States to help preserve water quality. For more information, you can visit our website, WNCT.com. In Greenville, Ariana Kraft, 9 on your side.